Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, April 9th, 2019. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Right now, we have an overnight range of 7 handles, 7 points. That's it, just 7 points. That right there is 30% of the average 23 points per day, right? That's basically the average we've been seeing, 23 points per day on a 10-day basis. Right now on a 5-day basis, it's about 16.65. Again, this number continues to drop as these ranges continue to shrink, and we see some very quiet price action here. We are right at the 2900 level. That is the high of the day. We've pulled back off that zone, and now there's a box that is formed at these highs. Basically, any failure to hold, say, 2890 could open up quite a bit of weakness here. But overall, the trend remains higher. If we do see a day that takes out the previous low and it cannot bounce back above that low, we could see multiple days of stop run here where it takes out multiple day lows. One day could take us back to 2860. That could be a pretty significant move, something like this, even something like that, where it's just one big day down. It could bounce or it could just hold, either way. But again, all of these lows right here could be at risk here if this thing can't really burst through 2900 pretty soon. We obviously have the top end of the range up here, 2950. That's going to be the next level above if price continues to hold. So overall, we're still near a cycle high, what I believe is a cycle high. We just haven't turned down yet. At some point, perhaps we do. Maybe another buying opportunity comes out of that. We will see. But at the moment, very narrow range. Not much to do right now. But kind of wait to see if we see some bigger price action here pretty soon. If you take a look at the NQ, you'll also notice here very narrow price action. 26.25 points of range today. That's 32% of average. It's been averaging 81 points on a 10-day basis, 70.5 on a 9-day basis, 5-day basis. So very, very quiet price action. It's been compressing further over the last week and a half or so. I still think we're kind of at a cycle high as well. We could perhaps come back down, sitting above the previous month's high and everything. But for the most part, again, this is a very quiet market. We are sitting right at the FOMC key level from September 26th. That's the 7630.75 level. We basically hit it in overnight trading there. That's the last time, that's the first time we've tested it since we took it offered in October. And so that's the last FOMC key level. We had all of these naked ones here and here, and then we came back to grab this one, grab that one, and then now we filled this one. So that's a big move all the way back to take it all back right there, which is great. Again, are we going to take out the high here, or are we going to see some sort of near-term pullback to the mean? We will see. It's kind of difficult right now when the price action has been this quiet. The price ranges are shrinking. For me, that usually means kind of back off a little bit and then kind of wait to see how it shakes out a little bit. As soon as we start to see more significant signs of rejection, that could give us a trigger to get into something here. So let's take a look now at crude oil. You'll see here this one has been fantastic. Every single time we've rotated down in this uptrend, it's been a great buy. A great buy here. This one, a fantastic buy. At the moment, we're not finding any rejection here. We finally got a couple of FOMC key levels, or at least one of them, the 6438 one, which is from last October here. This 6507 goes back to a prior, the 2018 February. So these are a couple here that we talked about on this day, that if this finds rejection here and it can hold 58, then we could see a move into that zone. So we had a couple of targets there and we got them. We still have more upside to go. Again, this market has been very bullish and very similar to the ES and the NQ. We may see a pullback at some point, but then it gets bought, right? And at some point it continues higher. Right now the trend is still going up until proven otherwise, but we may see some sort of counter trend rotation that could take place on a 1 to 3 day basis, right? Maybe to retest the 62s. That could be about 2.5 handles from now. So again, with the current failure to hold above the previous session's high, right now we're forming another box at the highs in the lower time frame, the 15-minute time frame. Failure to hold 64.25, for example, could open up quite a bit more weakness today. We will see here after forming that double top in pre-market trading. All right, let's take a look now at gold futures. You'll see here with gold, we've been talking about how narrow this range was right here. Very, very narrow range. And then we mentioned that that range suggests that we could see expansion of about 35 to 40 points as soon as we find a pivot low. Very next day, we get a strong breakdown and then a strong turnaround. That's your pivot low. And from that low, if you forecast 35 points higher, you're going to get 1320. If you forecast 40 points higher, 1325. And that's right in the target zone of where we would go as well. So again, quantifying price range here to help us identify when expansion is coming and where targets may be located. Again, very nice continuation so far, and we likely see a continuation toward 1320s as long as price can continue to hold above the previous month's close, which is that blue dotted line at around 1297s. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.